Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the North American Bear Center here in Ely, Minnesota on a beautiful morning. It's bright and sunny, no wind, and I just checked the weather forecast. It is exactly 60 degrees. I want to thank the volunteers out there already who are giving me feedback on the audio and the sound, and I just want to say welcome everybody to a brand new season here at the North American Bear Center. We will have broadcasts every day at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. Ely time, or as we say here at the Bear Center, Bear Time. We have two of our bears out for the PTZ driver toward the food shed. We have Ted Bear, our largest male bear. He is 18 years of age, and he happens to be sitting down at the moment. And we have our youngest bear, Holly Bear. She's cruising around Ted. They will eat near each other, but Holly does respect his size. I want to welcome everybody here at the North American Bear Center today, especially a group we have here today. Thank you, group, for coming visiting us. And I also want to do a few more introductions since we are starting the season. We have Sharon, our bear curator, down there working with Ted and Holly as well. Yep, Sharon, she's got the green shirt on there. She waved quick. She's standing by the scale. And we have two of our four interns. We have Andy in the blue. Andy. Andy's waving there. And we have Erica in the brown. There's Erica. They will be working with the bears. As you well see, they've been trained here, and this is their first opportunity to do an enrichment. A little bit about the North American Bear Center. Our goal is to dispel myths and misperceptions that are out there, and we all have many, we just don't know it, about black bears. Our bears have 2.5 natural wooded woods here, so when you see the tree line, it's just the beginning of some pretty heavy woods. They're free to roam, so you don't necessarily see them the minute you walk in the door. But we have many things here in the Bear Center, 60-plus videos, exhibits, BBC documentaries to entertain you and to educate you while you're waiting for bears. But let's talk about the two bears that are out right now. Ted Bear, the largest. He weighs in at over 500 pounds right now. He has always been in captivity. And Ted is Mr. Social. He always gives us a greeting when one of his caregivers come to him. And I will give you a little vocalization, pretty close to what Ted does. Yeah, I got a few people laughing at that. It's a little more lower pitched than that, but that's Ted. He's happy to see you, and he just likes all his caregivers from day one. He's always been in captivity, but he's a fabulous ambassador bear because even though he's over 500 pounds, he is just a sweetheart, and he is so gentle when he takes a little peanut from your hand. Holly Bear. Holly Bear is got a little different background. She is actually born of a wild mother. And she comes from the great state of Arkansas. She's 2 this year. This is her first really full season, shall we say, out in the enclosure. She came to us in December of 2013, and she went immediately into hibernation. As I said, she was born of a wild mother, separated from her mother due to a wildfire. Went to a rehab facility and deemed non-releasable back into the wild. She has made, her best buddy here at the North American Bear Center is Lucky. And Lucky is, I always call him our teenage bear. He is still sound asleep. He rarely gets up much before noon. So you're not going to see Lucky probably until a little later. Holly Bear, though, has made really good friends with Lucky, and she is getting better with Ted. She just is a little nervous with Ted's size, of course, as I guess I would be too. She's quite curious. She's a phenomenal tree climber. and she can scurry up these trees really very quickly. I just want to make note again of the people here at the North American Bear Center, especially the children. You can watch these bears from your home, your school, wherever you have internet access. You just have to go to www.bear.org. We have 4 cameras in this establishment, and there is a camera right now that is focused more than likely, although I can't see it, more than likely on Ted or Holly. That is staffed completely by our worldwide volunteers, and they do it because our mission is education. We have those cameras on every day, all day, and even in the winter. So you can learn a lot about bears just sitting at home. When you go home from your vacation or your tour today, you can watch what Ted, Lucky, Honey, and Holly are doing. I know some of you are wondering, well, what are they throwing out right now? Peanuts outside of the shell, just like what you would buy at the grocery store, as well as some dried cranberries. Both of those are interesting to the bears right now. The cranberries may or may not be interesting later in the season, but right now those tend to be a favorite. In the fall time, shall we say August, we change the diet considerably because we are moving into hyperphagia. But right now they are in a stage of called normal activity, but their dietary needs aren't anywhere near what they need to be in August and September. For those of you here at the North American Bear Center, just like last year, your admissions is a day pass. We are open now. Our hours now starting today are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day till past Labor Day. And your wristbands, please keep them on all day long. Don't tear them off until tomorrow, because that gets you back in. You can come back as many times as you want all day long. That all-day admission works really well for people with children, and opportunity to go visit out in Ely, look at the shops and what have you, and come back. We have another program at 1 o'clock and at 4 o'clock. With that, I am going to, oh, excuse me, we have Donald and Daisy here. They have been nicknamed Donald and Daisy. A drake and a hen, mallard, that have been frequenting the location. We have not seen any little ducklings, but they are sitting to the right of the high falls. In fact, the one looks like sound asleep. His head is in his wing. And it would be a little bit closer to the rock den than it is to the high falls. In previous years, we've had little ones, little ducks. And I always get asked, well, what happens when the bears swim and we've got ducks in the pond? Well, if the bears get too close, the ducks just fly away. Lucky's a great one to do that. He likes to chase them, but he's never caught one. The ducks have got him all figured out. We will have another opportunity for bear enrichment and treat time at 1 o'clock today. And we will not necessarily have the same bears out. And also at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I want you to enjoy your time in Ely over this long Memorial Weekend. For those of you that here in the United States, it's Memorial Weekend. It's generally the start of summer season for us here in Ely, Minnesota. And for those of you visiting Ely, we are open every day this weekend, 9 to 6. Thank you very much for joining us today at 11 o'clock, and we'll be back on at 1 p.m. today. Thank you very much.